Hey parents, students, all of our awesome All-Star family, we miss seeing you here. We're shooting this live, or at least recorded live, from the Blue Gym. It is not the same without you being here. We cannot wait till we get to see all you guys back here at the gym. Obviously, we love the young people in our community, and that's why we do what we do at Hot Shots, but we love everybody in our community, all the way through our seniors, those who are most at risk for this thing that's going on. So we want to do our part in the community to make sure that we're promoting being safe, following the local regulations from Rome City and Floyd County, just to make sure that we're practicing social distancing. Again, we want to be a positive impact for this community, never a negative. So that's why we're not able to see as much in person, but we don't want that to mean we can't still reach out and be able to answer some questions that you guys have sent us, especially regarding the April payment and just our overall All-Star structure as far as that goes. So I thought I'd reach out via video instead of just a very flat, confusing email, but we are glad to follow up with more details in print. And as always, shoot us an email, let us know, and we'll answer any questions. One thing that's awesome that we're seeing right now going on throughout our community, so many businesses are stepping up and they're doing some great things to help people out in this community. We applaud and celebrate people doing that. But this is one thing we want our families to know here at Hot Shots. We don't wait for a pandemic to strike or something awful to happen to really invest and get out in front. We're trying to do everything we can to help our families and our program in this community. We're already doing that through the All-Star program. And I want to explain a little bit of that because it can be confusing. We talked about this at the parents meeting, but that's 11 months ago. Just talk a little bit about how we set up the structure of the All-Star contract system, why we do how we do it, the challenges of doing it, but also the benefits. And we know the main benefits are a way to pass those benefits to our families. So when we originally started All-Stars, about the first 15 years, kids always wanted to do it. Parents wanted their kids to do it. They say, hey, it's a great gym. These are great coaches. And the kids on these All-Star teams, they're the best kids on the middle school, high school teams. They go to college, they get scholarships. No one ever questioned how good the program was. Here would be the challenge though. What's the question? You guys know it. Well, how much does it cost? Well, there was part of that answer that was always easy for Rachel and I. It only costs $100 a month to train these kids. We love working with these athletes. That's a great price point. 4 hours a week in the gym, 4 weeks a month for $100. What a deal, right? But the whole other side of the travel program gets into that. What is the competition uniform going to cost? How about the practice wear? How about the warm-up suit? How about the comp fees? How about the coaches' fees? Because we got to pay for the travel and the lodging and all this stuff gets built into it. The music fees. So once you started adding those in, the way a normal All-Star season would look like, parents, okay, I'll sign up $100 a month. Only it's June. I got to pay an extra $250 this month to go towards choreography. Okay, well now it's August. Oh, I've got to pay an extra $250, $300 for uniform. Oh, it's coming up with December. Oh, we got to pay $700 in comp fees. I'm making these numbers up off the top of my head, but to let you know, it made it almost impossible for families to be able to budget and know up front, can I really afford this? And at Hot Shots, we don't want you to do something that's not right for you. We think it's so important to make sure, again, our program is accessible. That's part of being affordable, affirming and encouraging to families. And it's not doing anybody a favor to ask you to sign up to do something that's not the right fit for you. So Rachel and I talked about it, prayed about it, researched about it. What can we do to set this up so that we could say to parents, let me tell you, the All-Star program at Hot Shots, can you do $189 a month? $219 a month, right? Could we put it at that level so folks could know, okay, I'm looking at my financing, I'm seeing what I can do, I can make this commitment. We just think it's important to be able to do that. Now, why didn't we always do that? Well, here's the problem. Those incremental fees that I talk about, those certain months when all of a sudden it's an extra $250 coming out, an extra $350 coming out, this latest Disney trip, an extra $365 a kid has to come out, right? Well, that still has to happen. And in a monthly payment structure, that means Hot Shots has to be the one on the line to prepay all those extra excessive fees that are going in. And we're willing to do that. That's what I'm saying. That's why we've been investing in families way before there was a pandemic or anything going on, because we know we want to make this program as accessible as possible to make sure the talent of this community can come out, can plug in, give us great kids as part of great teams, build a great program, great representation for our community throughout the country. And that's what we've done. What a great season we had. But there's a price that we have to pay to do that. Hot Shots on our end has to be willing to absorb months and months and months of prepaying for those fees, knowing over the course of the year, it'll all come out to balance out, okay? Now, as far as how that affects a specific season, the All-Star training dimension, it's 11 months. It's always been an 11-month season. We say this in our parent meetings, it's in our commitment packet and all that. We start in May 15th. Our payments are on the 15th of the month, just to give folks a couple weeks to get ready each month, and they run 15th to 15th, okay? So the way this season flowed, March 15th was our last competition. Technically, your March 15th payment covered as far as training goes through April 15th. That would be 11 months of training, okay? Again, that's roughly $100 a month if you're on the silver package. If you're on the gold package or the platinum package, then that adds a little bit more to training because we covered the extra tumbling classes. But what we want to make sure folks remember is until we get all the way through that 12th payment in April, we're still paying for a portion of what was the choreography fee, a portion of what was the practice uniform or the warm-up suit, different things that are financed in, what was a portion of the comp fee. So that's how we do this program. We set up what is the total cost going to be for this program for an entire year. We divide it by 12, and then we're able to let folks know this is what the commitment would be, okay? Now, obviously, because we want to be in line with the policies that our local community is implementing right now, and even at a national level are being encouraged, and that does mean, as far as training goes, from March 15th through April 15th, that last month of the training fee portion of All-Star fees, we were not able to do that, and we're going to offer that as a credit to across the entire program, okay? You'll be getting an email letting you know based on which category you signed up for, which package, how much that credit amount was going to be, but we do need to make sure that you understand that March payment and that April payment, literally roughly half of that, and in some cases a little more than half, that still goes to cover what we financed interest-free for the last 11 months. Again, going into the comp fees and the coaches fees and the choreo fees and our local performances, just all the money that it takes to offer this really great program at a great, affordable, accessible monthly price point. And so what we want to say to our parents is, again, if you have any questions, let us know. But we just cannot stress how important it is that our parents continue to support the program and maintaining through that April fee, that last commitment that you made. Because what that's going to do, big picture, we are so blessed at Hot Shots with a great facility, with great staff. We're blessed to know that we're going to be here for a long time. We were here before pandemic struck. We will be here after this pandemic is done. But what we want to make sure is going into the next All-Star season, after what an awesome season this was, what a great year, we want to make sure we can continue to invest in families by letting them know, you know what, we can do this, okay? We'll give you an 11-month season. We'll finance it over a total of 12 months, add that one extra month payment in there to let you break that monthly down a little bit because it does drop at about 10 or so bucks a month. Again, a little more accessible. We can do that. And you know what we can do? We can front a lot of these big payments that have to come out and trust you to make sure that through the course of that year, it's going to all work out. We want to be able to do that and keep doing that, but we can't do it if parents aren't able to make sure that they finish through with that payment structure that we agreed upon, and understanding that by doing that, it's not just making sure that you're paying for what you've been given, which is true. Again, think of every payment you make as having 1/12 of what choreo was, 1/12 of what training was, 1/12 of what comp fees were, and that's how that thing breaks out. But it is so important that we stay together on this, that we work together through this. Obviously, if you've been in a situation where you've actually been laid off, you're out of work, we waived all late fees for the months of March and April. If there are special arrangements because of your specific situation we need to make, let us know that, and we'll be glad to work with you. But the biggest thing here, y'all, is understanding it has been a great season. This is a great program, the 20th year, Semper Fi, always faithful. I guess that's what this video is called now. We're asking our parents to be Semper Fi one more time, always faithful. Fulfill your contract, support the program, and the biggest thing is continue to empower us, Rachel and Grant, as owners of this gym, to be able to keep reaching out with this super accessible way of saying, come on in the program. We can do it by a reasonable amount every month. We will front it as needed on the Hot Shot side to make sure as many kids can do it as possible. We just need to make sure that you follow through and stay always faithful through the end of that. If we do that, season 21 will be even better than season 20 it was, and season 20 was great. So thank you guys so much. Again, we'll follow up with a specific email. Again, everyone will receive a credit on your account for the training portion that you will not have received from March 15 to April 15th. The only thing that you'll see reflected in that April payment, again, is just all those fees that we were willing to finance through the year, just that last payment to get all that stuff knocked out. And we're so looking forward to season 21, believe it or not, as we get ready to roll into it. And as soon as we know more of what's going on both locally and nationally, we'll be getting dates with that as well. Thank you for believing in us, for supporting us, our program, our coaches, and letting us have that blessed opportunity to work with your kids, because there's no greater compliment you can give a grown person than to say you trust us with your little ones, okay? God bless you in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Let's go Hot Shots.